this is Lesson 18, Session 3, green pages. We're going to go through these quickly. This is what you would be doing for homework if you were in class. Number 1, in the example, why is it helpful to find 10% of Carmela's earnings before finding 100% of her earnings? Well, like we've said 1,000 times now, 30 times a whole number does not get you 100, so when I divide down to 10%, I can multiply back up to 100. Okay, so short terms, 100 is not a multiple of 30. Okay, I go from 30 to 60 to 90, and I don't get to 100. 2, Aiden spends $18 on souvenirs during a school trip to New York City. This is 45% of the money that he has brought on his trip. How much money did Aiden bring on his trip? This right here is telling you that you're trying to find the whole. Okay, so we have 45%, which is over 100, and we know that 18 is part of what he's got, and we're looking for the whole. Okay, so 45 times x equals 1,800. When I take the number that I'm dividing by, or to find the number that I'm dividing by, I'm just going to find the number that's in front of the x. From there, I'm going to divide by the number that's in front of x, okay? So 45 over 45 just leaves you with 1x. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and I'm going to divide it by 45, and I get 40. Okay? Next question. Angel is running for school council president. That may have been Angel, actually. I don't know how to say his name. He receives 300 votes, which is 60% of all the votes. How many students vote in this election? Explain how you found your answer. I thought it was Angel, but it's a guy, so it may not actually be right. So sorry about that, whoever you are. Your 60% is going to be over 100. I know that automatically before I even look at anything else. If he receives 300 points, that means that the 60% is your 300 votes, so that's your part, okay? So 300 votes is 60%. Okay, so if I was setting up a bar model, and I'll kind of show that to you. If I was setting up a bar model and I had 0% to 100%, and it says he receives 300 votes, which is 60%, if you're drawing your bar model still, 60% lines up with 300. Okay, so you would divide down to 10%, and you would divide by 6, 300 divided by 6, 2, to find that that is 50. Okay, then I'm going to multiply by 10, so I should get 500. We'll check it over here and see. Cross multiply, you'll notice how I'm trying to show you this one more than this one now, just because we started with that. Now I want you to see this one. 60 times x is just 60x. 300 times 100 is 30,000. So I know that's a large number, but you do have a calculator. You should have 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide by 60 because that's the number in front of x. That is a 6. So when I divide by that, I get 1, x, and then I divide by 60 over here. And when I divide that, I get 500. Okay, so it does match up. So you see I did that pretty quickly, but you can see how that works. Okay. Students sell 80% of the books at a bookstore, or they sell 48 books in all. How many books are at the books sale? Okay, so show your work. Don't let this confuse you where it says they sell 48 books in all. Pay attention to right here. Okay, so you can't just look at that last sentence most of the time and say, oh, well, that's it. That's not a whole here. They are selling 80%. They sell 48. That 80% is a part of 100. 48 is a part of the total books at the sale. Okay, so set it up like we've been doing. 80 over 100, that's the part that you should not mess up. You never should mess that one up. If you mess it up, I don't know, that maybe you just haven't been paying attention, but you should not mess that part up. The biggest issue that I see with the proportion is you don't know which one's the part, which one's the whole. Cross multiply, I get 80x equals 4,800, and then I'm going to divide by the number that's in front of x, and I'm going to end up with x, and I'm going to divide by that same number, which is 80, and I'm going to get 60 books. Okay? If you need to see bar model again real quick, we start with 0%, we end up at 100%, and we're at 0. I know that they sold 80%, which is 48 books. Okay? From there, if you haven't caught on, I'm probably going to divide it down to 10. Okay? Divide by 8 here, and I'm going to divide by 8 here. 48 divided by 8 is just 6. Then hopefully you understand that we're going to go back up to 10. So we're going to multiply by 10. Go back up to 10, multiply by 10, and I get 60. Okay? Like I said, either way you want to do it, it's fine with me. All right, Ayana reads 147 pages of book. She completes 70% of the book. How many pages does she still have to read? Okay, so here's where you're going to look at, if you're looking at the percent of the pages, you're looking for the total number of pages, but, well, that's what you're going to find, excuse me. You're going to find the total number of pages, but you need to pay attention to what this is asking. How many pages does she still have left to read? So by looking at 70% and knowing that 147 is 70%, you're going to find how many pages are in the book total, and then you have to subtract it. So it's kind of like that question we just looked at, where was it? This one right here. Sorry, I've got all these pages. It's going to look like this. How much does she have left to complete? So you're going to find that number, and then you're going to have to subtract it. All right, so let's start that. 70 over 100. And then we're going to set it equal to, this remember is our part because it is 70%, 147 over x. I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to get 70x equals 147, so 14,700. And then I'm going to, again, you can see the same theme over and over again. I'm going to divide by the number that's in front of my x. 70x divided by 70 leaves me with just an x. I'm going to divide by the same number over here, and I'm going to get 210. Now remember, this is the number of pages that's in the book. I need to figure out how many pages she has left to read. So if I know that 210 pages are in the book, she's read 147 of them. When I subtract, I'll figure out that she has 63 pages left. All right. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, ask us. Hopefully it's getting kind of repetitive at this point. For me, it feels like that, but it might be because I just teach this, 4 times every day. But anyway, like I said, ask any questions you got.